in Accra. My name is Judith Brown. Coming up this morning. Police on manhunt for perpetrators of clashes between the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party supporters on Sunday. Also this hour, devastation unleashed by illegal mining activities impacts Dengsu and Biren rivers, threatening livelihoods in the eastern region. And on the international front, police on manhunt for perpetrators. Or we talk more about the UN peacekeepers amidst rising tension in southern Lebanon. Details of these and many more coming up shortly. Please do stay with us. And indeed, we are your election command center. The Ghana Police Service says an intelligence-led operation is currently underway to apprehend the perpetrators involved in a clash between the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and the New Patriotic Party supporters. Now, the incident occurred Sunday near the Mamobi market when sympathizers of both parties clashed during their weekly campaign walks. Emmanuel Somani was at the scene and reports.
What began as a routine campaign event for both the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, and the New Patriotic Party's NPP supporters took a violent turn in Newtown as a clash between the two political groups left 2 people shot with several others injured. The confrontation occurred near the Mamobi market when riders from the NDC encountered NPP supporters on their way back. Tensions flared, leading to an exchange of blows and gunfire. 2 people were shot, including one who was hit by a stray bullet. 6 others sustained injuries and are receiving treatment at the police hospital and the Mamobi General Hospital.
We were coming and we saw them passing by and we stopped for them. So we wait for them to pass away and then we followed them, but there was space. We just saw that the guys just turned, about 10 of them or 15 of them, they just turned and then faced us, and 3 of them pushed one of our motorbikes down. And our guys asked them, why did they do that? And one of the guys took out jackknife. So the other guy that took the jackknife, and our colleagues were saying that put the jackknife down. By the time that we realized, people just put out guns. They just shot me 3 times.
Member of Parliament for Yoasu North, Yusuf Jaja, shared the NDC side of what led to the clash.
We usually have our weekly walk between the NDC and NPP. We've been demarcated as to our route every week. You know, the constituency comprises of Mamobi and Accra Newtown. Traditionally, that's Yoasu North. So this week we are for Accra Newtown. We've gone to Accra Newtown. On our way back, we have these riders who normally ride within the constituency all over. I'm told they were riding and got to Mamobi where they met the MPP people from behind. So they were just waiting for them to move so that they would also move. All of a sudden, they came back and attacked them. That's how come the whole incident started.
The police have since stepped in and investigations are underway to determine the cause of the clash. Leaders from both parties have been urged to calm their supporters and work together to prevent further violence.
We do work each and every week, and this week is something unfortunate, you understand, that has happened. And it wasn't the fault of whoever, because each and every week we have where we're supposed to go, the other part also they have where they're supposed to pass. Everybody has his own routes. But this week, it seems some of the NDC people, they came in through the MPP. Yeah, they clashed our people.
With elections approaching, tensions between political parties are rising, and there are concerns that more confrontations may occur. Authorities are urging calm and dialogue as the country gears up for the polls. Emmanuel Samani, TV3 News, Mamobi, Accra.
More election-related stories, and the flag bearer of the NDC is assuring the people of Sisala West and East of the Upper West region of revamping the cotton industry. Immediately he assumes office as president under a private management that will feed raw material to the textile industries like the Japon textile factory in the Volta region. Now, campaigning in Golu and Tumu, John Dramani Mahama is asking the residents to punish the MPP for its failed governance.
Now, when you have failed in an exam, you failed so abysmally. Of course, you are not rewarded because you have failed. And so in this election, we are not going to reward them for destroying Ghana's economy. We are not going to reward them for inflicting hardship on Ghanaians. We are not going to reward them for inflicting debt on Ghanaians. We are not going to reward them for inflicting hardship and inflation and pain on Ghanaians. We are going to ask them to go back into opposition and go and reflect on the damage that they have done to this country. There are many projects that we want to prioritize. In 2020, I told you when I came here during the 2020 campaign that when I was a young boy and I used to come here with my father, the Tumu cotton ginnery was working. People were growing cotton, and the ginnery was producing cotton for the Japon textiles mill, and people were earning money. And so I said one of the things we want to do is to revive the cotton industry and cotton farming here in the area, the Sisala East and Sisala West areas, so that we can revive the Ghana Cotton Company ginnery, but this time under private management, not state management, so that it can run more efficiently. It can provide employment to the young people here in Tumu to be able to work and also earn an income.
In other news, survivors of the Saturday evening accident at East Legon, which killed 2 people, are receiving treatment at the University of Ghana Medical Center. My colleague Joseph Armstrong spoke to an eyewitness and reports.
It's 24 hours already after the unfortunate incident that claims the life of some 2 individuals after a head-on collision here at the Masonwood Streets here in East Legon. We are told all victims that survived are currently receiving treatment at the University of Ghana Medical Center. But there's a man that was in a house and saw everything. He actually rescued the lady we are told has currently been discharged. Let me find out from him exactly what he saw and then how it all happened. Daddy, talk to me.
Yeah, that's 4:22.
That is 4:22.
Yeah, PM.
PM?
Yes.
The accident happened?
Yes.
How did it happen?
Well, I was inside.
Yes.
About a few meters from the security room. So I was lying on the bench, and then unfortunately I just saw a noise, banging. Before I could spot the incident, I realized that the security room was falling on the ground. So my boss is inside. We all went to the scene and we realized that it was an accident. So immediately the place catch fire. So when the place catch fire, people from outside were trying to push our gate that I should open the gate for them to enter. So I did exactly what they were demanding, and then when they entered, already the 2 cars was on fire at that moment. So they tried, a lady was able to come out from the car. But by that time, the fire rise high. So I tried to bring fire extinguishers from the room so that we can bring the fire under control. So whilst I was doing that, guy whom I didn't know was able to penetrate to bring a young lady out. But the remaining two in the car, because of the high pressure of the fire, we do everything, we couldn't bring them out.
Has the police come to cordon off the area?
Yes.
The police haven't yet to do the assessment?
Yes.
All the victims are being taken care of at the University of Ghana Medical Center, which one of them, we are told, has been discharged. We are also told that the driver of the vehicle that ran into the other is said to be a minor who is 16 years of age, but we are yet to confirm who exactly this boy is. The police will not talk to us, but we are still following this incident and bring you up to speed as to how this ends. Joseph Armstrong, Go, TV3, this is Legon, Accra.
Now, the Dainsu and Birim rivers, once vital sources of livelihood for local communities in the eastern region, have been severely impacted, resulting in significant harm and disruption for residents. What was once a blessing has now become a burden. Eastern Regional correspondent Yvonne Nikwe reports.
These rivers were once a source of life and prosperity for local communities, but the discovery of gold deposits has brought untold harm due to irresponsible mining activities. Farmers who relied on the rivers for irrigation farming are now grappling with the loss of expected harvest and their investments.
I and my brother, we made a gardener's farm, and we made about 30,000 Ghana cedis from the farm. But this time around, we can't do it anymore. Our pipes, our pumps are all in our rooms.
The Galapse has destroyed everything over there. Everything, including the fish.
Others struggle to access potable water, and when they do, the colored water raises fear about its safety. The turbidity levels are alarmingly high at Denswano, the intake source of the Ghana Water Company Limited in Koforidua.
Getting to 1 month, yes, your pipe,
Our tap is often dry, and when it flows, the water is discolored and looks like tea.
Local chief Ni Odote Soa warns of the dire consequences on cocoa farming if irresponsible mining activities continue unchecked.
No water, okay, water ne fego. No this time ne, but no banana soon.
Our cocoa trees and vegetables have been destroyed due to illegal mining.
The Cocoa Board Deputy Executive Director, Health Extension, Dr. Kwame Uswansa, underscored the importance of cocoa to Ghana's gross domestic product and advised farmers against leasing their lands to miners.
The cocoa has supported this country in so many ways, providing support for road construction, for school building and other things. The cocoa is the backbone of this country, and therefore you shouldn't just release your land and get something in the very short term.
Continuous irresponsible mining activities in Dainsu and Birim rivers and the arable land would continue to disrupt multiple sectors, undermining the government's efforts to achieve Sustainable Development Goal targets by 2030 and breaching legislative instruments. Meanwhile, the Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners has pledged its renewed commitment to promote responsible mining practices.
Then small-scale miners that have been issued with licenses should work according to the tenets of the license, because most of these illegalities are perpetrated on rivers, which goes to several communities. Sea level, the next issue is to form what we call community enforcement approach, sort of managing the illegal mining activity.
Some analysts have argued that the renewal of Operation Halt to clamp down on irresponsible mining activities by the government is not a long-term viable solution.
Still on Galamsey, Chancellor of the Pontifical Academies of Sciences and Social Sciences at the Vatican, His Eminence Cardinal Peter Turkson is warning that Ghana risks becoming a failed state if it fails to address the illegal mining canker in the country. In an interview on hot issues with Kemini Amano, Cardinal Turkson stressed on the need for government to develop alternative employment opportunities.
We'll get to a stage, to put it bluntly, a failed state. Because, I mean, we've depended on cocoa production. We are basically an economy that was based on mines and agriculture. Kwame Nkrumah, in his wisdom, asked miners to go down and get the mineral and leave the surface for farming for us to feed on. That wisdom has been lost. We're now going down to get the mineral. We're now getting on the surface. So taking the vegetation, taking the topsoil, and then leaving potholes. He had a vision which, according to him, was a little bit far more correct than the present, whatever. So if we go this way, we lose our vegetation. And the era of climate change, you don't want to lose your vegetation. We lose our topsoil, and food production is an issue. I should have been in FAO this morning in Rome to talk about food shortage crisis. Okay? There's food shortage crisis in the world all over. Okay? And why should we be destroying topsoil, from which we live? And then in search of gold, which you cannot eat. It gives you capacity to buy something, but unless you have food to buy, your gold is useless. And where does it go? Dubai. You go to the airport in Dubai, it's all out there. Where is it from? When I was a child growing up in the mines, you had goldsmiths in every corner, and Ghanaians could decorate themselves with the gold that is produced in Ghana. Where do you find them now?
Now, former President John Agyekum Kufuor has called on academia to propose lasting solutions to the challenge of illegal mining. He was speaking at an event to confer honorary doctorate degrees on him and Professor SKB Asante by the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA.
The topic of illegal mining and the proper use of our natural resources is one we must address with critical analysis and urgency to achieve the long-term solutions that we must have. I therefore urge thought leaders, such as the academia, especially institutions like GIMPA, to take up the mantle and lead conversations that bring practical solutions to these pressing national challenges for the immediate and long term.
Now, away from illegal mining, former President John Agyekum Kufuor has also cautioned the media against the propagation of misinformation at the expense of factual reporting.
Former President John Agyekum Kufuor and Nana Tutu Krobia Asante, known in private life as Professor SKB Asante, were recognized by the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, for their contributions to the development of Ghana.
We felt that it was right for us to recognize them in the way that we did today, but letting them know that we appreciate the work, the sacrifice, and all the commitments that they've made for the benefit of our country.
John Agyekum Kufuor served as president from January 7, 2001 to January 6, 2009, having won the 2000 and 2004 elections on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. During his tenure, he introduced several social intervention policies, including the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty Program, LEAP, the Metro Mass Transport System for reliable and affordable public transportation, and the School Feeding Program, among others. Former President Kufuor expressed his concern about the spread of misinformation by certain sections of the media, emphasizing the need for it to be addressed.
I'm saddened. I have some sections of the media now it's taught information using clickbaits, captions, and sensationalist headlines to chase numbers with little regard to the truth or the serious consequences that such misinformation can have. Distortion of truth is disheartening, and I urge the media to reflect on their responsibility and try to operate with due regard for the nation's interests.
On the issue of illegal mining, the former president called on academia to propose lasting solutions to the challenge. Nana Susubrebi Krobia Asante advocated for the practice of meritocracy in the country's public administration to foster development.
All the Asian countries that have achieved radical economic transformation in our lifetime have applied some form of meritocracy in their governmental systems. Ghana should operate a system of meritocracy in our public service. Appropriate contributions to the national endeavors towards sustainable development should not be impeded.
Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Gimpa.
Now, on the international front, the UN peacekeeping force in southern Lebanon says Israeli tanks forced their way into one of its positions early on Sunday morning, the latest in a series of incidents in recent days. In a statement, the UN interim force in Lebanon said 2 Israel Defense Forces tanks destroyed the main gate of a post in Ramya near the border with Israel and forcibly entered the position to request it turn out its lights. Now, about 2 hours later, it said rounds were fired nearby that saw smoke enter the camp, causing 15 peacekeepers to suffer skin irritations and gastrointestinal reactions. And that's all we have for you for the 6 a.m. news right here on TV3. My name is Judith Brown. A pleasure coming to you always. Do stay tuned. New day comes after the break.